Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another episode of our channel Team Square. And I've been asked several times for the last few months that, hey, there has been a new release 4.0 of ISTQB Foundation, and when are you coming up with a new playlist? I think just because of a lot of countries have not yet rolled out the new syllabus for their examination, I didn't want people to confuse them with respect to our new set of playlist on 4.0, because I think given that our channel is one of the best channel in the world to prepare for ISTQB certifications, and when you are the best on the planet, your recommendations, your tutorials can sometimes be taken as granted. So we never wanted any individual to just blindly follow us with any sort of wrong instructions. So we were keeping on hold for some time to just make sure that as most of the countries have rolled out the new syllabus, we'll start building up the playlist. For example, especially India will keep 3.1 into examinations till May 2024. In fact, I was very busy responding to all the comments which we got related to this, and I'm pretty much sure I've responded to almost everyone on the internet who asked me this question that in India you have to write on 3.1 and your certification will remain valid even if 4.0 gets rolled out. So in that context, I don't think anybody has any problem. But again, following this instruction, if your respective country member board has already rolled out 4.0, then you can refer to the new playlist, which I'll be starting pretty soon, that is from this week itself. But if in case your country is still going on with 3.1 till May 2024, then stick to the old playlist which I have for 2018. Right? So in that context, we never want you to get confused. So please make sure that you have all the clear understanding before you pick up your preparation playlist. So I'll be building it up because some of the countries have already started writing examination on 4.0, and we don't want people to get confused with that, right? So today in this particular tutorial, of course, from the thumbnail, you would have already got that what exactly we are talking about. So we will be looking forward to differentiate between 3.1 and 4.0, just to help you understand that what exactly are the key differences. And even if I don't have a 4.0 playlist with you, how much your old playlist can help you to guide you for this examination. In a nutshell, there's not a lot of modifications, a lot of changes. Rather, some of the topics have been modified, and at the same time, some of the topics have been removed from the existing syllabus. So 4.0 is still okay if you're following 3.1 playlist to pass the examination. However, based on some of the feedbacks and comments on our channel, we have seen that people have passed 4.0 using our 3.1 playlist as well. But I don't want that to be a recommendation to all of you. So that's where I'm going to start working on 4.0 playlist right from the next tutorial. So stay tuned for that. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe so that you can get notified about it. And you can also support the community to help QA members across the world. So let's go to the machine, and we will just get started with differentiating between what new has come and what is different in 4.0. So right here we are on the official website of istqb.org. In case you are new to this website, as we are talking about foundation, you can always navigate to istqb.org and you can find everything what is issued by the body itself in order to make sure that you have all correct and right information to prepare for your certification. So currently ISTQB is catering with all these latest certifications, be it from Agile, Specialist, and right here at the bottom we have the foundation level. So this is where your journey starts. So if you click on the certification name, you'll be taken to the page related to it, and right here you can find out the message stating that the CTFL 4.0 is the latest release version, whereas Certified Tester Foundation level, and anyone who has been studying 3.1 can find information related to that right here. Okay, and this would be sunsetting on 9th May 2024 for English and 9th November for non-English. So this is where most of the countries will take their own time to roll out the 4.0, because 3.1 will still be available till May 9th May 2024. So it's nothing wrong that everyone has to start preparing on 4.0 as the new syllabus. You will have to check with your body that whether they are offering you the examination on that and so on. Right here you can find a lot of information related to that. The sample papers are here and you can look at them. Right here the syllabus is there for the 4.0, and if you click on this you can immediately jump on to the 3.1 like this, and everything else will turn into 3.1. The sample questions and answers to that, the syllabus is right here. So let's go back. We are talking about the new syllabus, that is 4.0, and we'll just click on this icon here to see what exactly have we got in the new syllabus. So of course the 4.0 was rolled out on 9th of May 2023 and have got several modifications, and here we can see the history of these revisions which has happened in the past, and today we have 4.0, which is general release again. So let's look at the content, and that's I think more important for us to talk about the differences. So of course introduction is a 0th chapter which talks about what is the syllabus, how the content has been aligned, and everything else you would like to know about ISTQB, and how the certification will help an organization or individual in terms of getting these certification added to their portfolio. So any individual can learn about these things to understand more about that, how the certifications will add more value to their portfolio. But the major content starts right from the chapter 1. So if I look at the chapter 1, fundamental of testing, the title remains the same from 3.1. What is testing and testing objectives, testing and debugging are obviously a part of our old syllabus as well. So that's totally the same, nothing new. Second topic, why is testing necessary, remains the same, but have been limited to only few of the concepts like testing contribution to success, quality assurance and quality control, and then few of the keywords like error, defect, fault, and failure. So which was also there in the last syllabus, that is 3.1. So again, just for people who are slightly getting confused that what exactly I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to help you understand the difference between 3.1 and 4.0. Okay, and it does not depend that if you have a choice to take on any version. It totally depends on your country member board that which value or which certification version they are currently offering you. So testing principles pretty much remains the same. So you'll have the 7 standard principles to talk about, and then comes the test process, which has been revised a bit. So earlier this topic 1.4 was called as test process, and here we used to learn the whole process in detail. Now same thing, but a little with the flavor, like what are the test activities and tasks, the test process in context. Then we have the list of testware, and then we have the traceability, which is pretty much the same. And additionally, a new topic has been added here called as roles in testing. That means what are the dedicated roles and responsibility when it comes to the testing lifecycle, whereas other topics do remain the same. So you can go ahead and use the current set of playlist for that. Role of testing has been discussed in our old syllabus, that is 3.1 in chapter 5. So if you go to chapter 5, you would find a topic where it differentiates between the role of test engineer and test manager, which is now brought to chapter 1. So it's not a change, it's just a revision from chapter 5 to chapter 1. Then chapter 5 has section 5 has been modified a bit. We used to talk about the concept of psychology of testing here, and psychology of testing used to cover about the collaboration, the mindset, and the psychology of a test engineer within a mixed team. But now we are blending it up with some more information like generic skills required for testing, and putting it with from the point of agile as well, that today we are not talking about waterfall or V model. So a little flavor of agile has been introduced in the new syllabus. So we have whole team approach, like how exactly do you work with everyone else, and something from chapter 5 has been brought back to chapter 1, that is independence of testing. So you'll find this topic in 5.1 in our 2018 playlist. So this explanation would also be helpful for people who currently don't have a solution to prepare for the examination, which they can use my old playlist, and that would help them. So testing throughout the software development lifecycle is our chapter 2, where the title remains the same. And if I look at the topics here, the first topic is exactly the same, where we talk about testing in context. That means how testing can be aligned to that of the software development activities. So we do have sections like impact of software development lifecycle of testing, Then we have software development lifecycle and good testing practices. Indeed, we had this, but you will have some more flavors added on top of it. Testing as a driver for software development. Now, that's something new coming from Agile that we discussed in Agile, that we have TDD, BDD, and ATDD. So that a little flavor of that will be included even in our foundation now, and will be discussed on a high level that how testing can drive the software development. So things from Agile has been brought here that is new. But if in case you are interested, you can go quickly to my Agile playlist, and we have section 3.1 talking about the TDD, BDD, and ATD for the time being. However, this introduction video may not be helpful after I built the playlist, but today it makes a lot of sense. So we also have introduction to DevOps and testing, that how DevOps and testing are going to work together, because DevOps, many people think that it is just limited to development and moving into operation directly, and there's no testing. So what is that tester's contribution will be here? Then we do have 2.1.5, that is shift left approach, which is more of talking about the preventions and preponing an activity within the life cycle compared to that of the later at a life cycle. So shift left will always talk about what is preponing. So we'll deep dive here. That's new. And retrospective and process improvement was not there in the syllabus before. However, this is an Agile subject, so now it's been included in our new syllabus. So again, if you're interested, you can go to my Agile playlist and particularly go to 1.6, and that would talk about this. Then test level and test types, of course, were the part of the 3.1 already, so there's nothing new. You have the test levels to talk about, you have the test types to talk about, and then you have a confirmation and regression testing. Of course, confirmation means retesting here, and that remains the same. Another small topic, maintenance testing, is still there, so that's totally the same as old. So only new things which are added here is from here to here, the 3 topics in chapter 2. So you can go ahead and make use of my existing playlist of 3.1 for the time being if you really want to prepare, and rest you can use it from my Agile playlist. But yeah, we will be getting started. So chapter 3 pretty much remains the same. This is about static testing, more of like prevention of defects. So here we'll be talking about the same thing, that what kind of work products can be examined by static testing, what is the value of static testing, and differences between static and dynamic testing. Now here we are further deep diving into the process, which is feedback and review process. So what is a feedback concept all about? Like, how does it benefit me with early and frequent stakeholder feedback? So this topic has been taken from Agile Certification of Foundation. So if you want to discuss there, you can go ahead and have a look on that. But this was not there in ISTQB Foundation earlier. So this has been blended with the Agile now. So new topic is right here. Then review process activity remains the same. Roles and responsibility remains the same. Review types and success factors for review is exactly the same from the 3.1. That is 3.1, the old syllabus. So only new topic in chapter 3 is from the early feedback. Okay, that is how early and frequent feedback from the perspective of demonstrations and sprint reviews can help you identify anomalies earlier, right? So static testing contributes in saving your time in terms of preparing the defects or identifying the defects much earlier in the life cycle. Chapter 4 is about test case design techniques. So indeed, we had 10 techniques to talk about in our foundation level. And now I think there has been a new change here. So of course, first is the categorization of test techniques, where we talk about the different categories and their applicability. 4.2 is going to talk about the black box test technique. Here we are covering equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, decision table, and state transition. For your kind information, we also had something called as use case testing, and that was K2, and now it has been removed because that's already a part of our advanced level syllabus. In white box testing, if you remember, we do have just 2 topics like statement testing and branch testing, which is also called as decision testing. And of course, the value of white box testing techniques. So that indeed just covers the significance of white box testing in the terms of overall testing process. So there's nothing new and no difference right here. And for experience based, we have these 3 techniques right from 3.1. So it's exactly the same. There is no difference between that. So you'll be covering error guessing, exploratory testing, and checklist-based testing. And there's a new topic. So this is new, which has been added to 3.1. That is collaborative user story writing, acceptance criteria, and ATDD, acceptance test driven development. So you can very well understand right from this title that these topics are taken from Agile and they have been added now to CTFL, so that anyone who's getting certified should have the flavor of things related to Agile and they don't find it challenging to work on it. So yeah, chapter 4 is going to have a new set of topics to discuss if you are writing on 4.1. Managing the test activities, which is more of like test management, and this chapter was there in our old syllabus too. And here, if you see, now we have clubbed things together into single topic, like purpose of test plan and content of test plan. How does testing contributes to iteration and release planning? So if you see, this topic is particularly taken from Agile. So 5.1.2 is a new topic which is added. So if in case again you want, you can go to my Agile playlist of Foundation and you can find a topic related to that. Entry and exit criteria exist already. Estimation techniques was already there. Test case prioritization, which is more of like the test execution schedule and dependencies, etc., which was already a part of our syllabus. The new thing what has been added here is pyramid and the quadrant. Now, pyramid and the quadrant are taken straightforward from the Agile certification. So now they are blending a lot of topics from Agile methodology to that of the ISTQB Foundation. And I'm pretty much sure the next syllabus which is going to change is the Agile Foundation. Okay, because the reason is this was last revised in 2014 and it's been 10 years almost. And now they brought some of the topics here. So someone who is appearing for 4.0 will not will know almost most of the topics there in Agile certification. So it does not add a lot of value, right? So they will be modifying the Agile certification syllabus as well. Whereas 5.2, if you see here, we do have put a little more effort on risk management. And earlier it was just a title that what is risk, and then the examples of risk, project risk and product risk. But now if you see, we have risk definition and risk attributes being discussed, the example of project risk and product risk, then what is product risk analysis and how can you control the product risk. So you will be investing a little more time talking about risk right at the foundation level, and it will certainly be helping you to understand more about this. So test monitoring, test control, and test completion is now brought here. So of course, monitoring and control was a part of our chapter 5 already, but now here they will be adding something more, like for example they will be discussing on what are the matrices example, what is the purpose of test reporting, and communicating the status of testing. So this is again taken from Agile. Okay, so like what are the various ways by which you can communicate the progress and status update. So this is there in the Agile. And then you had these two topics already in the 5.2, that is configuration management and defect management. So new topic right here is in the communication of the status under the monitoring. And chapter 6 pretty much remains the same. In fact, it has been made a little more lightweight. Earlier we had tool support for testing, which was talking about the introduction to test tools, the benefit of test tools, and at the same time what are the purposes of using the test tools. Additionally, they had the risk involved in test automation, and they had another topic to talk about, the execution special considerations and how do you roll out a tool to the organization and so on. That has been reduced. So again, given that those are the manager level activities at foundation level, someone new should not be really interested. So it's just been like a very small topic that is 20 minutes and you just have that as a part of it. So put together, that's all what you have for the syllabus. And as you could see, some of the new topics have been embedded from the Agile. So you can always find those tutorials in my Agile playlist. But again, given that someone is interested to rewrite the examination, I do understand that many people have reached back to me asking me that, hey, is there a possibility I can go ahead and rewrite the examination on the latest version? Answer is why not? You can always do that, right? Because your credibility does remain active even if you're 3.1 certified, but it's up to you if you're really interested to take up the new syllabus certification. So put together, you have all these changes which has happened between the 3.1 and 4.0. However, in my first introduction playlist, I'll be talking more about what is the examination pattern, what are the number of questions which will appear from each chapter, and if there has been any kind of change in the exam structure or so on. So that talks about everything what you really wanted to understand about the difference between 3.1 and 4.0 of the ISTQB Foundation level syllabus. I think that people can take their decisions accordingly now, and that should help them build what exactly their plan is about the taking the certification. Regarding the playlist, which is coming up pretty soon, we'll start right from this next video on our channel. So do subscribe to the channel to get notified as soon as I add a new video. And of course, the flow will remain as usual. We will try to put every single weekday a new video so that we can close this playlist as soon as possible and then start looking forward to the next amendment on the agile methodology. So that's all from this particular tutorial, team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and happy learning.